Hey guys, this is Silas with Silas Baca Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty, and today we're gonna flip the script and we're gonna be interviewing my video guy, Frankie J. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Frankie Mercado. I am the owner of PhotoShark Media. We are a photo/video company located in the heart of El Paso, Texas.
Again, like I said a couple weeks ago, you interviewed me. Really crazy questions, they're really fun, but now we're gonna do the same thing with you. So what got you into doing video? What was your idea of getting behind into this kind of scene?
So I've actually been skateboarding for about 11 years now. So it just started off with me and my friends just buying cameras, making video parts, and traveling every now and then. And that's when I started realizing that I can make money off of it.
Oh, nice.
So over the following year, I started buying more and more equipment. And then I think my first gig was a woman who needed photos of like her daughter. And I remember I took the photos and I didn't even think they were that good. I thought they were kind of crappy, to be quite honest, but yeah. She ended up loving them and she gave me $100. From there, it just took off.
Yeah, gotcha.
It really did.
What are some of your favorite type of video making stuff that you do that you liked over the last couple of years that you've been doing this?
So we primarily focus on real estate.
Okay.
But, and especially like during COVID, since so many things are actually closed, it's been predominantly real estate. But when things are back into the flow, we actually do a lot of work for country artists.
Oh, nice.
So between country artists, I like doing like tattoo shops, things like that.
Yeah.
And weddings occasionally, I really like doing those as well. That's kind of what we try to focus on.
Gotcha. So after COVID, you go more back into that kind of realm of things. Gotcha. I know you said you done some country music artists. Have anybody particular that you'd like to mention or mention?
yeah, of course. So we actually got our start with Frank Ray.
Okay.
And he's actually a Las Cruces country artist. And then he started getting bigger, and then that's how we got the connections in Nashville. And then so up to this day, we've worked with some pretty big names. So we've worked with Hunter Hayes, we worked with Lee Bryce, Old Dominion. Those are a couple of the big names that we've worked with.
Gotcha. And on a daily basis, how many video shoots do you do on a daily basis? I mean, you stay pretty busy. I mean, I know realtors can keep you busy because just go.
Especially like I said, with coronavirus, and it's all been real estate, there are a lot of quicker shoots. When you do like, let's say a country shoot, you're there all day. It's an 8-hour shoot.
Yeah.
But then when you do real estate, you're in and out in like an hour.
Yeah.
So typically we have like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So we typically have like 5 or 6 shoots per day.
Nice. So I know you're into like dirt bikes and stuff like that as well, right? What got you, or why did you get into that kind of stuff? I mean, what is it that intrigues you about that kind of stuff?
I think I've always been more kind of like an outsider person. I always got into things that were conventional. So like, I think skateboarding and dirt biking, like, it's the same crowd of people. Yeah. So for me, it was just another fun thing to do, another way to pass time. You know, it's just a great way like to like hang out with your friends. You build a community with these people.
Yeah. How long have you been skateboarding, and what is, have you like fallen and hurt yourself, any of that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, so, I've been skateboarding for 11 years now. I've broken this ankle. I've fractured and sprained this one twice. I knocked my teeth out. Wow. These teeth are fake. And that was actually the worst thing ever because I had to get root canals. You can feel them drilling and like taking all the chunks of meat out and stuff. So these are fake. And then I cracked my head open, broke my wrists, all the meniscus in my knees gone.
Dang.
Yeah, there's a long list of injuries, but to me, it's definitely been worth it over the years, just having something to do.
Yeah, that's cool. So you still find time to do both, photography, videos, and skateboarding and all that?
I do. So during the winter where it gets dark at night, I'll usually wake up really early. So my day usually starts like at 5 a.m. and then I'll work till about 10 or 11. And then I'll skate or ride my dirt bike from 12 to like 3 or 4. Oh, wow. And then I'll edit at night. I'm able to play around with my schedule.
Is that why you're always texting me like at 1 in the morning?
Yeah.
I'm busy watching Netflix.
I do that. But I'll just have to tell them, I'll give them a courtesy like, hey, I'm so sorry I'm texting you at 1 a.m., but I need this.
Yeah. Can you send me this right now? What is your favorite shot here in El Paso? I know there's so many like photographers that I've seen that do certain types of shots, but what is your, like, man, this is one of the more favorites of yours? One
of the favorite spots that I like to film over, I don't know if you've ever been up that bridge. Like it's right past the Chihuahua Stadium.
Okay.
I think it's called Santa Fe Street. But there's a bridge that like when you take the photo, it overlooks the bridge and then you can see downtown. Oh wow. So I've taken some photos there. I think that's probably like one of my favorite spots in El Paso to take photos.
That's awesome. So you were born and raised here in El Paso, right?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about like your background as far as like growing up here. Did you play sports, doing that kind of stuff?
So I was born and raised here in El Paso, Texas. My mom and dad are actually from El Paso as well, but my grandparents are from Mexico.
Oh, nice.
They're both from Nuevo Leon. I think that's where it's called. I'm not too sure like exactly where, but I know that's where they're from. And growing up, I played a lot of sports. My main one was baseball.
Oh, nice.
Not to gloat or anything, but I think I was really good in baseball. I played football, but I wasn't too good at that. and soccer. So I think soccer and baseball, between those two were my bread and butter for sure.
What position did you play in baseball?
Catcher.
Oh, you're a catcher?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
But then once I started skating and all that stuff, it all went out the window.
Yeah. If you were able to travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Horizon's not a...
I'm gonna go to Juarez. Where would I go? I would definitely go somewhere out of the country. I just don't exactly know where. Honestly, I think I would go to Brazil and visit the rainforest. Because I really like reptiles. So I would do something where there's a tour and you could go see reptiles and stuff that.
Do you have any reptiles?
I do.
Really? What do you have?
I have a pet snake.
Really?
Yeah, her name's Sunshine.
Sunshine?
Yeah. She's a baby right now, but she'll be full grown at maybe like 13 or 14 feet.
Oh wow. Yeah. What kind of snake is it?
She's a Burmese python. For a while, you actually weren't able to have them because you needed so many permits. And then in the Everglades, they're an invasive species.
Really?
For the longest time, you couldn't even pass across the state line without it being a huge fine.
Wow.
But now they've lightened up on a little bit, so I think it's reviving itself and a lot of more people are carrying it now.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. You never owned a reptile, so that's cool. Next time you can bring it this way.
Yeah, next time. Yeah. She's a little bitey. Sometimes if you scare her, she'll bite you.
Yeah, keep it out there. Yeah. Moving forward, 2021, COVID's still around. What are some of your goals that you have for 2021 as far as like video, photos, stuff like that?
I've been doing this for about 3 years now. And I think this is the year where it's grown the most. You know, we've been just expansion.
Right.
And I think 2021 is like really fine tuning those expansions. So I have an assistant now. We're working on an office space.
Nice.
We're working on doubling all our equipment, you know, so making sure I have equipment for myself as well as for my assistant as well. And then just making sure both of us are busy at all times.
Staying busy all day, that's awesome. What is some of your advice that you would ask a new photographer, video guy coming in, maybe even your assistant is coming in and wants to do this maybe, 3 years down the road on their own? What's some advice that you would give them, some of the stuff that you kind of had to fight through?
Having a business is all about consistency. And of course, the stereotype in photography is not finding clients, which is not true. You can find a bunch of clients. We're proof, we have a bunch of clients on the daily. Get your name out there. I remember when I first started, every day I would literally message 300 or 400 people. And I would do everything for free as well. Doing free work is important. It's really important to get your name out there that way.
Gotcha. So moving forward as well, you have your goal is to grow, really do a business, and then your advice would obviously be, just kind of get in there and be consistent. But on the personal side, you have any personal goals that you want to hit? You're just kind of hey, I'm gonna go do, I don't know, some kind of skateboarding event or a run or something that you have another different, that kind of goal in mind.
I actually want to start getting into investment properties.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Duplexes, renting out properties. So I'm starting to pick up on that and to learn the ins and out of it.
Yeah. What made you want to do that kind of short-term or long-term rental investment type thing? Just working with realtors and seeing, so I think being exposed to the industry was a huge help, and I think it's something that I was familiar with. And I also just wanted something where I had financial stability, something where you could say down the line, okay, I have this. If all goes to hell, I have this, Yeah.
It's a great way to expand your horizon. Yeah, your cushion for sure.
Do you ever plan on expanding outside of El Paso? Maybe even looking at another singer comes to you or artist or somebody comes up to you and wants you to follow them around. Is that something that would probably interest you down the road?
Definitely. So I think that's something we've already done. So we've done work here, obviously Las Cruces. We've done stuff in Nashville. We've done stuff in Hawaii. We've done stuff in San Diego. So we've already had a good little mix of traveling, but it would be really cool to do it more often for sure.
So I know there's quite a few video people and photographers in El Paso and in the area in general. Is there anybody specific that you would do a collaboration with? Maybe some kind of maybe you have an event or some kind of project that you just man, I want to work with those people.
Yeah, so off the top of my head, there's two.
Okay.
So one of them is my mentor. His name's Tony Cedillo. Okay. Shout out to Tony. He's actually the one that got me my start and everything, and he taught me everything I knew. So between him and then there's another guy named Raul, and his name's Raw Visuals. Okay. But he does more big commercial clients. He works with Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube. He works with all these huge names, but they're more big production stuff. Big sets where you have one guy that just focuses, and you have one guy in charge of lighting, and then you have there's one person in charge of everything.
Very little thing.
Yeah, instead of where it's more freelance, you have one person and he's doing all these things.
Yeah, I got you. So ultimately, how would you describe your style? Is there a specific style that you kind of lean into as far as photography and the video?
I definitely do. So I think I have more a corporate style.
Okay.
And I think it's important to cater to what it is you're doing. If you're shooting real estate, they don't want something super flashy with a bunch of transitions. You want something that gets your point across. versus if you're doing a tattoo video, you put a lot more stuff that makes it more cool, you know? So I think in general, since we stick more to real estate work, I would definitely say more corporate stuff.
Moving down, obviously down the road, and you have all these goals and stuff, would you ever be considered like to do maybe like a small movie, maybe like that kind of environment, or are you gonna kind of stay more in the freelance world?
I think I would try it, but I do think I prefer the freelance stuff. I definitely like bouncing around, so I like being in different spots all day. I have to go to the east side, I gotta go to the west side. I think I prefer that because it's not a boring environment, you know what I mean? When I have to go into one area every day, same spot, the same people, I think I get bored of it. So having to move around like a fruit fly, I think that's definitely for me.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like why I like the idea of doing this, because we go out and we do all over. We're literally on site mostly everywhere in the city, so it's pretty cool. So one last question I have, and I know you work with realtors at a heavy pace, and not to call anybody else out or anything, but is working with a real estate agent pretty annoying, frustrating, or how does that feel for you? You put me on the spot like that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've never necessarily worked with any agents that are like terrible, you know what I mean? I think the worst thing that I came across is just people who don't respect your time.
Okay.
Just people who are running late, reschedule. Yeah. And of course, sometimes things come up, but then at some point you realize that maybe that person is just kind of like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. But Silas shows up on time, every time, 20 minutes before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late, so that's what I think. So.
Yep.
But thank you though, I appreciate that. Again, I want to just thank you for the time coming out and not only doing our videos, but sitting down here and coming out behind the camera. Is there anything last word that you would like to give to, maybe an aspiring videographer or just the people watching this?
Any words for I have a photographer? Keep grinding, keep hustling. Whenever someone tells you that you can't do it, you can do it. Stay strong, and let's kill 2021.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for watching. Again, if you like this, like it, subscribe to our channel. If you want to see our interview that I had, that he made me go through with the crazy questions, you can check it out right here. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you.